Wow. Good. Hey y'all, Black African Power, man. What's good? What's happening, man? Man, we on a late night hangout. All right. And as the story goes, a well organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time, man. Y'all know what it is. And so I've just been really looking at the behavior of the community lately. And it's very, very interesting. Um, when you see how much we study and how hard we fight, you know what I'm saying, to kind of figure out, what direction should we go and what information help us stand up strong against the misinformation. Newsflash, right? When Indo-Europeans come amongst us or anybody else come amongst us, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, this information ain't no different than the church when it comes down to it, because people still aren't changing their behaviors. You know what I'm saying? Like we're suffering from the exact same things that we claim we left. Like giving other people more respect than you give yourself and your people. And it's very, very confusing. Um, so I say it all the time. As being a big brother, I say when you're fighting against something, and we all claim to fight against oppression and racism, white supremacy. Hell, the United States government admits that racism, white supremacy is still heavily prevalent. President of the United States said it. So we ain't saying nothing new, right? And so when you develop concepts and ideas based around fighting racism, white supremacy, there is only one way you can tell if what you're doing has started to reprogram the minds of the people. When the people don't change their behavior just because someone else other than self comes amongst them. And if they change based off of the fact that someone else comes amongst them, you know that whatever program you setting forth ain't working up here. So we had several shows with Harry. Hey, Harry. Several shows with Harry. And the Hebrew Israelites prove without a shadow of a doubt that whatever they're studying does not change the mindset, because Harry got the utmost respect. Yeah, he certainly did. Last night on Klom Show, Klom had an excellent show. Had young Pharaoh. He's just disappointing. He has to get his weight up before I ever would really decide to debate him. And as of now, I can't really accept that debate based off of the fact that when we had our mortal enemy amongst us, he sided with him. He amened him. Amen. Every time the white boy said something, aha, master. Like, I can't take that. When the European stepped in the room, first of all, somebody had to get a European that link. So someone amongst us is not even playing fair. So he gets the link to come amongst us, right? And he comes with this corny ass debate style. Now I'm smelling him a mile away. All right? He comes off with that passive aggression. I can smell it a mile away, man. All right? Like he's being calm and cool, but he's not. He's being very arrogant, and he's trying to transform the platform we're on. Thanks to Klom, you know what I'm saying? Klom did what he was supposed to do, right? Klom actually played fair, meaning he kept it like he always keep it. He didn't change what he was doing. See, I don't expect you to change what you're doing because a white person coming around. I expect you to do the same goddamn thing you've been doing. Now, if you beefing with me, talking shit about me, I expect that you stop immediately. But if you conducting your show because it's business, right, I expect that show to be conducted the same way. The European come in. First, he starts off with the lie. Here's the lie. He didn't want to identify who he was. Hiding, right? Come on with a goddamn picture of Ben-Hur, Planet of the Apes guy, Ten Commandments guy, right? And acting like he's not that guy. He's not a white guy. So he lied, first point. Second point, he comes off as if he was the authority. Now, I talked about the A side. and I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let me rewind back a little bit. When the European got in, unbeknown to me, right? How he got in, I don't know, right? I immediately stopped beating up young Pharaoh. The question is why? Because now all my attention must be placed on the European. Whatever dispute I got against him, I don't have that dispute no more. Because now this is a village setting. You know, in African village, they debate ideas and concepts. It's just what we do. But when a foreign entity comes amongst you, right, the debate must stop based off of the level of integrity that we must show for each other in the village setting. So my attention immediately went off of Pharaoh and focusing on the Indo-European, like I supposed to. That's what I was supposed to do. It's called lead by example. Young Pharaoh didn't get the memo, right? He was amening. Now he amening Massa. That's right, Master. You're right. Get him. Who does that? Right? So I'm going to play this clip to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, here's where you get into trouble. The reason I'm not going to be able to take that debate with young Pharaoh right now, right? Because he's absolutely ignorant of subject matter. He allowed the Indo-European to come in and misconstrued what natural selection was. He actually lied and made it up. He would never present a quote-unquote source, right? He made up some shenanigans about how mutations occur, and as mutations build some kind of hierarchy. Like, what the fuck is that? That's not evolution. Evolution don't teach because something has mutated, it all of a sudden gets on a higher platform or a hierarchy is being formed. It doesn't teach that, right? Absolutely positively, that's not what evolution teaches. Absolutely positively, mutations and all that ain't what they call a natural selection. Is basically, I'm gonna get the definition for you so we can stay right on task with it. But the definition that the Indo-European gave for natural selection wasn't even the damn definition for natural selection. Nowhere near, nowhere close to it. But the problem with it is that young Pharaoh, not even understanding the information, right? Amen to shit. Amen a false definition of natural selection. And anybody that study evolution know that evolution, that natural selection is not evolution. Natural selection is a mechanism within evolution, like sexual selection, like horizontal gene transfer. These are all mechanisms that make up evolution. No modern scientist today argues you over evolution. They argue the mechanisms, the different things that help push evolution forward. That's what the conversation be based off of, right? So natural selection, read this real quick, right, is the differential survival and reproduction of individuals due to differences in phenotype. It is the key mechanism of evolution. All right, the change in heritable traits of a population over time. That's all that is, man. That's all natural selection is. Not the shenanigans that the Indo-European brought, that young Pharaoh amened. All wrong and crazy. So that's just disrespect of the African village. And so we got to get our behavior intact to start to recognize that even if I was on the platform going back and forth with a black Hebrew and a white Christian comes into the room, and I'm a real black atheist. Let me make it even harder. If a white atheist came in the room, right, and I'm debating back and forth with one of my black Hebrew Israelite brothers, I'm immediately get out of that frame. And I'm immediately turn my attention, right, to the Indo-European. Because first of all, he ain't even got no business being there amongst us when we learning and teaching and trying to figure out mechanisms to refute racism, white supremacy. He ain't got no business being there. Second of all, here's the rule. If you go outside with your brother, right, brother or sister, family, and they just so happen to be wrong as two left feet, right? against a foreigner, something one outside the family, you got to support them in that. And you wait till you get home, let them know you was wrong at 2 left feet. But under no circumstance do you leave your brother and sister out there to get beat down at whatever. Who does that? The Jewish community certainly wouldn't do it. Under no circumstance would you see Harry, right, bust out and break out on his family. You should have watched that debate. He didn't do it. He talked about some shit that had absolutely nothing to do with going against his family. He wouldn't do it, right? The Korean community, you never see the Korean community do this. They keep their shit in private. They will never amen your black ass for nothing. They just don't do it, right? And so we in this scenario on Kalam Show where I'm trying to show how it is you're supposed to act, right, when the foreign entity comes amongst you. Young Pharaoh, amen. So I want to play this clip on his amen. Until he learn and recognize that no matter what kind of differences we have as African men, right, the differences must be put to the side when, quote unquote, thing that we fighting against is there. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we can see.
Hold on, let me get this right, man. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let me play this. Let me play this. Amen. Huh?
Supersize it.
All right. You can see it?
Absolutely.
Now, that is exactly what the theory of evolution presents. Now, I'm not somebody who happens to agree with that. But
what do you agree with? Let me hear what you agree with.
I believe that the best explanation for the origin of complex design would be either an agent or an intelligence, rather than randomness accounting for the accumulation of functional information and DNA information and DNA information and DNA.
That's a fact.
Okay, so basically you...
That's a fact. Amen. Master. Make me feel good. See what I'm saying? That's a fact. He literally jumped. He came out his goddamn seat to tell a white boy that's a damn fact that he himself don't even know what the goddamn facts is around evolution. Else he wouldn't even be arguing with me with that. And I supposed to debate him? No, he's out of order. Came up out his seat. I's a master. Get him. I'm almost thinking he brought the white boy in here. That's a fact. What's a fact? Like, I would never do that. Never catch me out there like that. Trust me with that. Believe that. And that's a motherfucking fact. So let me tell you what the A side is, right? So we can get this clear on what I'm talking about when I say we the A side and why the reprogramming is so important. When we start to navigate through the world from the position of the A side, right? We never allow other people to dictate or mandate, right, what our culture should be, what our culture should adhere to, and how we should feel about situations. Because we the A side. Just like a football team. A football team that's champions understand it's a certain way they play. And they never play from a position of fear. So the A side, African culture that's been around 185,000 years, right, before any mutation occurred that caused the African to go pale, right, should never allow that side to come in and tell them how they should observe the world. Now, for the life of me, I'm trying to understand why people don't understand that the idea and concept that anybody will call God, nature, or anything you want to is a concept that is developed by human beings on the planet in certain geographical regions. It's an idea. The great master teacher, Dr. Ben, said, man created God. What did he mean by that? He was trying to let you know that human beings write down through word of mouth, through divine writings, whatever you want to call it, they write down ideas and concepts explaining how they felt like they came into being. Call it mythology, call it legend, call it folklore, whatever you want, whatever it is, behind any God, behind any idea and concept, there are human beings. So then if a white boy, watch this, if a white boy comes amongst you, you do not allow him to tell you about their idea and concept and his limited understanding on what he think a God is and what a God should be. He could never question you that. I'm like Shaka Zulu on his motherfucking ass. Remember how Shaka Zulu was? I don't understand this white man. He's crazy. No matter how hard they tried to explain to him about their God, he never comprehended it. It made no sense to him. He was like, hell, then I must be that then. Because he was the A side, and he operated from a position of power, at least in his mind mentally. He was mentally strong enough to know that. Remember, Shaka Zulu never fought against the Europeans. Why? Because he was strong. His nation was strong and powerful. And he always operated as the A side. Because you can be a strong and powerful nation and still operate from the B side. Like they get mad at South, I think it's South Korea all the time, because they're not listening. We're just not listening to you. You can't put an embargo on me for trying to create a weapon. I'm not even listening to you.
North Korea.
North Korea, correct. So when the European come in trying to debate me on a God, how you going to debate me on a God? I don't even know your God. I'm not even listening to that. That is outside of African thought. Whenever you try to separate anything that creates outside of nature, that's a non-cipher and that's non-African. I tried to explain it to the white boy over and over again, but he refused to understand me because he wanted to be the A side and he wasn't listening to me. So he don't gotta listen to me because I'm definitely not listening to him. And so you see two forces not listening to each other. I'm not bowing down, and he's surely not bowing down. But the Negropeans amongst us couldn't understand that, and you can read it in the comment. Unc not answer this question. I did answer the little son of a bitch question. I absolutely did. I told him that's not in the realm of African thought to separate anything outside of nature. So whatever you want to call it, you can call it boo-boo on a stick, nature, Neteru, the high power force, whatever the hell it is, it would have to be thoroughly integrated in everything at all times. Meaning you would have to be part of that. It couldn't be that thing up here and you down here. That makes no sense. Whatever it is, it would have to be the same thing at all times, just diversified. Because that's what the natural world teaches, that everything is everything and everything is interconnected, and it's interconnected for a reason because of it helps in the diversity. Why don't we get that? We are the A side. We always have been. Why should we allow? And I don't get it. Like I say, I'm a real black atheist. I'm anti-theos. I'm anti-Greek culture. I'm anti-European culture. So when a white boy coming in, I told him, I said, I am anti-you. I am anti your culture. He tried to tell me, no, that's not what atheist is. It most certainly is. We got to start thinking, yo. Start playing from the A side. The A side dictate their thoughts and their beliefs. At least control what you can control. You might can't control the food markets, but you can control the most powerful thing you got, and that's your mind. Never allow a foreign entity come amongst you and dictate what it is and what it's not. And oh, did we forget that at the beginning of the conversation, the white boy absolutely said he was a Christian. So we already know what paradigm it fall into. So no matter what he say, throwing an intelligent designer on it, which is deceitful, right? Because he's a Christian and his God has a son. So to come in and try to act like that ain't what he's talking about after he said he was a Christian is a lie. And I got you, Soul of Mine, in the Black Radio. Yeah, you's a Negro pen too. Because you are one of the ones, you and Pharaoh, let's get this straight. You and Pharaoh absolutely positively teach that the white man is the devil. So if the white man is the devil based off of what you teach, we know what the devil is. First of all, a devil can't be reformed. Second of all, a devil don't tell the truth. Third of all, a devil is mischief, lie, fake, all the above. So if a white man is talking to Brother Unk on a panel and you feel like he won, how could that be? Because if he's the devil, obviously he lied. And he lied so well that he convinced everybody. If you say the white man's the devil. So you would say the white man's the devil, of course he didn't beat Unk. Because he was lying. Because he's the devil, right? Ain't that right, young Pharaoh? Is that not what you teach, that the white man is the devil? So if the white man's the devil, how could you literally lift up out your seat? Amen to that. Really? I don't teach that. I teach that right information is right information, but y'all witness against yourself. So you can go ahead and make 100 videos in the Black Video. Y'all been doing that shit anyway. Crazy. Go ahead and make the free commercials. I'm good with that. It's just very, very interesting how we don't know how to operate through the lenses of the African paradigm. We have not learned that yet. My information teach me whenever there's a foreign entity amongst us, all the religions should go out the door. Every title that we carry amongst each other, all that shit go out the door, and we point out attention to the foreign entity. This is an African village setting right here. We come from around the world to sit down and to collaborate our ideas and concepts amongst each other. Learn that. There's a thing called a strainer, and it strains out what it wants you to strain out. So if you're a European and you create a European strainer, and anything that goes to that strainer gets filtered out to end up European. That's what they do. Use your African strainer to strain out anything that is anti-African. Understand that. So we have not learned what it is to operate from the damn A side. If you can't do it physically, you got to be able to at least start thinking that to pass that idea on to your babies so that your babies don't walk around the world or walk through the neighborhoods feeling inferior. We suffer from inferiority complexes because we think whatever system they got is definitely better. It makes no sense. So the young Pharaoh, you go ahead with that bullshit. Go debate yourself because you're just dumb. Take some time out, learn about evolution. Soul of Mine, in the WAC Radio. Go ahead and make 10 more, 13 more videos about me. I'm appreciating the free commercials, right? But how can you amen the devil? Interesting. Very, very interesting. And so now we see why I constructed a system called Real Black Atheism, because it erases everything. It gives you a clean slate to sit down and start to think about some shit. I've always said, why can't we develop ideas and concepts based around what's going on in 2016? We all know what happened to us. Why do people get so mad when I'm anti their God? When I'm anti the very thing that they gave you, no matter what you say, you didn't come to North America with that idea and that concept. Someone came in and gave that to you. And that someone used that to kidnap you and enslave you culturally. That's what they took from you. They took it from you culturally. And by the way, I'm absolutely tired of people talking about they teaching African culture. You're not. You're teaching the fucking occult. You're teaching Hinduism. You're teaching everything but African culture. And you're looking at the world through the strainer of racism, white supremacy. So it's all good. One day y'all figure that shit out. Haters keep hating. Because I'm going to keep standing. And those who want to have the ability to think for themselves will have the ability to think for themselves. And I'll continue to let you think that I'm studying the white man's science. Like now, it's a science that was developed by white people. The last goddamn time, and I know this ain't going to be the last goddamn time, there is no such thing as white science. There is no such thing as white science. That's dumb to even say that. Science, simply put, is the observation of nature. To observe facts and to put them facts together to try to reach some type of fucking conclusion. As a matter of fact, the only way to compete against a European is with science. You can't hum him away. You can't stir him down. You can't light a candle him down. You just can't do it. You would have to have some type of science and some type of technology and some type of moral code that would teach you whenever he come amongst you to don't side with him. Very, very interesting in that, man. So, anybody want to get in this conversation? You can surely do that.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I happen to be a witness to the account, and that particular video by Kalam and you being invited on the show. I hope that that particular episode gets viewed 1,000,000 times by youth, because it was a breath of fresh air. It was good to see a man standing on a square, upright and perpendicular, and standing on the A side, knowing who he is and where he came from, and how he was primal or prime, the optimal prime, and not allowing that which came later, the white man, to interject his viewpoint upon Brother Ankh. And Brother Ankh answered every question fully and smashed him, if you ask me. And to the point to where the white boy ran away. He got flustered and upset, slightly upset. He showed it. He was trying to be smooth and be like Brother Ankh said, passive aggressive, like they always do. And it was a great visual and audible tool for youth to listen to know how to deal with that which has been a mortal enemy of the African or the black man.
It's just interesting, man. Like in this community, this thing we do, either we just bang on there ain't no damn God, or you at least would make the goddamn God black. So if it's a white man in this motherfucker talking about a God, he only talking about a white God. What else could he have been talking about? How could I lose that? Niggas is just stupid. You should read the comments. Not everybody, not the majority of everybody. You feeling me? Not everybody. But just a few Negropeans. Kills me dead. I mean, kills me dead. I mean, really. I mean, I'm just trying to really figure out, like, the white guy has a white Jesus. Why would I accept that? Why would I even remotely accept that? Why?
And Brother I want to state another correction. You stated that he came forthright and said that he was a Christian. No, I was
Yes.
impressed because you sniffed him out and asked him point blank, "What viewpoint are you? What are you coming? Where are you coming from? What is your belief?"
What he
And
tell
he
you,
tried
tough?
to tap dance, and then he said, "Design, intelligent design." And then that's when you jumped right on him and said, "You're a Christian," and
Yep.
he fessed up. And I
Yep.
was impressed by. I thought he was more coming from a scientific point of view, but I knew he was leaning. He was playing games and trying to switch the conversation and have us look at us, his point of view, his way. And I was impressed by how you immediately sniffed it out and pulled his card.
But I went over his head. He thought he was gonna hit me with the good old genetic fallacy shit. Look, you little son of a bitch. You create that word when you run across somebody that just told you that we're 185,000 years into this motherfucking thing, and our culture been around for 185,000 years before your ass mutated. The real answer to the fucking question was, what about the mutations? Nigga, you the proof about the fucking mutations. Go look at your damn self in the fucking mirror. That's the real goddamn truth. It is obvious that fucking natural selection occurs based off the way your ass look. But one thing I do know, ain't no damn genetic motherfucking fallacy. That our culture is what it is. 185,000 years of looking at the world, the natural world, and work and problem solving. Science can't solve everything. He said science can't solve everything. Science never proclaims to solve everything. Science simply says, right, it's a way of solving problems and a way of learning constantly. That's what science is. It's a tool for learning nature. And as nature reveals herself, right, based off of having better technology, based off of having better understanding, based off of looking at a problem long enough, right, then problems will be solved. But it doesn't say every fucking problem is going to get solved with the old snap of the finger. So no, George, science does not proclaim that it solves every problem, but science is the only way. The observation of nature, the observation of nature is the only way to solve natural problems. So until we get a motherfucking supernatural motherfucking problem, we'll just stick to the natural problem solving. And that's something we gotta get in out here too. We are a natural people. You've never heard me say anything outside of that. We are natural people connected to everything. So for all y'all that want to talk about they teaching that monkey shit, my thing to you is, let's just say we did fucking come from monkeys. So fucking what? I don't have a problem with any motherfucking monkey, any motherfucking living fucking organism. Because I understand that everything is everything and everything can be used as a teaching tool. Man, Europeans are a primary study tool for me. Study them all the time. They study you more than you study yourself. Have you not been to a museum lately? Museums are storehouses of African artifacts. I'm going to say this again. Museums are storehouses around the world of millions and millions and millions of African artifacts. Why would I debate somebody on that? What is evolution to the African? What is evolution to the European? The same goddamn thing. That the European know, for him to study the African and figure out why was this particular AMH, Homo sapiens sapien, the one that survived out of all the other human species that exist on Earth, why was this finished African and continue to move on African? Why was he able to transform as he traversed around the planet. That is what evolution is. Evolution is the study of African people and how they transform through all natural conditions. So evolution is the study of African culture. That's why Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, and all them pushed us in that direction, because they knew that is the astute scientific study of African people all the way down to the genetic micro level, and this is showed in evolution. It gets to the very biological mechanism of why you are African and why you are who you are. Why would I fight against that? Why would I fight against something that is constantly teaching you about who you are? Which you forgot that you was the A side? Somebody told you the evolution meant the fact that you changed, you got better or worse? That's not evolution. Evolution does not teach that because you come after something, you're somehow better or somehow worse. Evolution teaches you that mutations occur, right? Because whatever mutation helps you to pass on your genes is the mutation that is passed on and on and on. This is evolution, and they always get it wrong, and no matter how many times I say that shit, they're going to get it wrong. Somebody going to say, man, they say we come from monkeys. Somebody going to say, man, devolution. Somebody going to say, man, the fact that the European teaches evolution because he knows that he's at the end of the evolutionary process, that makes him superior. Find that shit in peer-reviewed work. You will not. And for all the naysayers that want to debunk evolution, you can't debunk science without science. Why would I debate that? It's a dumbass beat-down debate. I'm going to do it eventually when I feel like beating them down. But since I'm the A side and I understand that, I'm going to take my time with that. And I'm going to tell you right now, come in here with that intelligent design shit, I'm going to start taking you to Beaver Court. I'm going to take you right there where the shit was defeated in court, where science defeated that shit. I'm not going to keep running around with motherfuckers making up shit. I ain't doing it. The shit already been debunked. I'm not doing it. The black community is like the last motherfuckers to get the memo. Now everybody trying to turn into an intelligent designer. I'm going to do a history of fucking intelligent design. I'm going to bring this information out. So let's see. On this side, I'm a Raw Squad. Right? On this side, fucking pseudos. Fucking pseudos saying they teach the white boy shit. They teach the white boy science. They all say it. I routinely show how science, based off of papyrus that predate anything European, is talking about the scientific method. Did I not do this? Niggas act like they don't see that. You never hear them refute that. They run around that shit. They never talk about that shit. I show them an African idea in the form of a woman that says science. Damn, nobody want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the translation of Ujawu, the mathematical papyrus. They don't want to talk about that. No, they don't. Which clearly shows that these brothers and sisters, right, are actually the caretakers and the origin of science. And the idea and concept in the form of a woman, you want to call it deity, whatever you want, talking about science, the pulling the rope ceremony, it shows you her laying down the foundation with her husband, Tahuti. You can't get around that. See, I don't have to have trickum shit where you trick a nigga into scholarship. I don't have to hide my references so I can trick you on a day of debate. I can tell you all the shit I got. Can't get around that. You can't get around it. That's why I can tell you everything. I can tell the whole world what I'm going to use. Absolutely. So don't nobody want to talk about that, but do you hear them say it all the time? They teach white boy science. Okay, what about the whole world? The United States doesn't even lead in science. You got Chinese. You got everybody, right? Man, I can put right now a chart that shows you that the Africans practice science. Yeah, but that's white man control information. Look, listen, man. Listen, man. We're not dumb. We clearly understand that in the 1800s, the white boy, they was going to Harvard, right? Supposedly in science class, teaching that the black man was a monkey. You know what I'm saying? I think they said we was the monkey, said they was the gorilla. No, they said we was the gorilla, they was the monkey, and the Chinese was the damn chimp, some dumbass shit like that. And we know they taught in Harvard and Yale that the black man was inferior. They in science class, but guess what? That wasn't even science class. That was pseudo motherfucking science. It wasn't science. It wasn't testable results that you can do over and over again. That different people can take those same information, same testable results, and test them again and again and come up with the same results. That's not what that was. They was doing like y'all niggas doing right now, making up shit. Guessing. I surmise based off of their color that they inferior. They was doing that. That wasn't science. And we know they used that to get into the enslaving, to get into, the kidnapping trade and make thousands and thousands and millions of dollars. We know they was doing that at Harvard and Yale. We're not slow. We're not slow. And we know white people fudge numbers and do all that shit. They lock scientists up all the time. Y'all didn't know that? Yeah, they catch their little ass. Because you know why? Because science corrects science. You can always catch them. But if you stand on the sideline talking that shit that niggas, Negro peers be talking, you can't correct them. There is no such thing as white boy science. Science lies. They were trying. Wait a minute. You can go to Piltdown Man, where quote unquote scientists tried to falsify paleontology. They absolutely did. They act like they found a mantle, right, which is the jawbone, call it mantle in paleontology, and a skull, right? And they said, this is the missing link, right? This shit went on for about 30, 20 years. But what y'all don't know is, right, is that the scientific community, right, first of all, you got scientists, paleontologists saying that they found the missing link in Europe, in Piltdown, Europe. All right, it was called Piltdown, I believe, right? Trying to falsify some shit, right? Trying to put together a missing link type of thing, right? What y'all don't know is that right in the Journal of Nature, and I'm going to show that, it clearly shows that a year after that shit came out, that other scientists were saying, no, 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 that absolutely looks like a chimpanzee mantle and a human skull, and we don't agree with that. Y'all know I can pull that up when it's time to pull that up. So even as scientists was trying to trick the dumbass community and the science, you had other scientists checking their work and was saying no. They later on used some type of chlorophyll or some type of dating process. I think it was a chlorine, something they used, and they figured out that the shit wasn't old at all, and they ended up stripping them of, you know what I'm saying, they said it was fraudulent. The white boy got this brand banned and all that shit. So it was science that corrects that. So we're not dumb. We're not dumb at all. We see white people. We see black people. We see everybody. Because we see not with our eyes, not with our ears. We see with the testable data. Did you not know, even in the court of law, an eyewitness testimony ain't even the fucking best testimony? Because the motherfucker see the shit based off of his fucking perspective. Yeah. They got something called forensics. And even when forensics make a mistake, because there's an article right now, right, in a journal Nature, people don't even get that shit, man. The article is really talking about how, as they learn more and more about DNA, like DNA get people off. Like sometimes, even when you think that DNA belongs to a certain person, that they found out that certain times that shit might be wrong. But it's science correcting fucking science. Yeah. I see. You say 1912. For the Piltown, yeah. And y'all know I got the journal Nature, man. And it's right there in the journal. As a matter of fact, I even got a damn got a slide, man. But niggas act like they don't be seeing that shit. Yeah, that shit is funny to me, man. How that work. Where you at, Ujao?
Yeah, Hotep.
Let me do this. I'm calling out Team Osiris. Alright? I'm challenging Team Osiris to a goddamn debate. I just gotta do it. Alright? Have no choice in the matter. I gotta do it. I gotta challenge Team Osiris to a debate on the ethnicity of the goddamn Egyptians and on the goddamn language. I just gotta do that. I gotta do it. Alright? We're in the community, we're in the public's eye, man, and people are watching us, and they want to know, how is it that Team Osiris is debunking Theophile Banger? They want to know that. I want to know how y'all doing that shit. I see you. So we did it in the public. We might as well finish that shit in the public. I ain't talking about no bullshit. I'm talking about let's get straight to the information. Team Osiris, now it's time for y'all to put your big boy shoes on. Y'all want to challenge the big boys? Oh, here we go. Now we see. We gonna find out. In this corner, we got Smash Rockwells, Jonathan Owens, Asar Hotep, Ujau. I'm sitting back watching. On this side, you got Ngasi and Gozi, Kufu, Chris. Where you at, Chris? Chris, I really see you, Chris. Yeah, hey, Chris. I see you for real, Chris. I definitely see you, Chris. You ain't even never called me, man. Hey, Gullah Geechee. Don't run. We gonna get this good hangout going, man. How long y'all need, man? Hey, that's gonna be a fun one for y'all to watch. There, y'all get y'all popcorn on that. When y'all see brothers, right, like minds, like information, get it in. That's gonna be fun. And Gozi gonna be in the middle, and Gozi like in the middle. He like this and shit. You know what I mean? Ngozi can jump on both sides and fight back and forth. You know how Ngozi do, man. That's Murder Row, though. You know what I'm saying? Ujau, Netaneb, Smash Rockwells, Asar Hotep, Sanjay the Jedi. That's Murder Goddamn Row. Dr. Mayat. That's Murder Row right there, man. Yeah, man. You know I love Team Osiris, man. I do, man. I love the Masi Warrior Clan, man. So if the Masi Warrior Clan start getting out on some serious elders, then you know we had to step up like that, yo. And so just like if the Amara Squad start getting out on some serious elders, like if we got out on Walter Williams, which we have, and Walter was right, y'all supposed to step up, man. Because at the end of the day, man, the truth got to be that. We love our elders. Y'all making a mistake. You got Theophile Banger. Serious dude. Man, he was a little bit better than Diop's, man. That's going to be a good debate, man. So we're going to debate on the Afro-Asiatic language. It should be called, watch this. Y'all in checkmate right off the bat. Should it be called Afro-Asiatic, right? or Negro. What's it called, Ujao? Negro Egyptian. Really, black Egyptian. Yeah. And for a side note, we'll throw in is Samaria, the oldest form of writing. I was in the museum. I seen it with my own eyes. I'm going to hold that back, though. I seen it with my own eyes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's going to be fun, man. I think Timo Cyrus going to grow up after this one, yo. They're going to really, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get a couple shots in, man. Because that's Team motherfucking Osiris. And they ain't nothing to fuck with. That's for damn sure. Timo Cyrus ain't nothing to fuck with, yo. Trust me with that. They not. But you gotta know, you gotta already know who the Amon-Ra squad is. So we'll figure out how much time we need for that, man. We'll do it right in public. Since the whole goddamn thing is out in front of the public anyway, yo. We're gonna have some rules of this. Ain't gonna be no cussing at each other. It won't be no disrespecting each other because we love each other, yo. This will be a learning experience because the people are asking me, so is it Afro-Asiatic, Unc? Are the Egyptians black, Unc? Are they? What is that noise? What was that?
That was a lion.
Lion.
Naya fell asleep.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, my allergies are messed
Yeah,
up.
allergies. That was a motherfucking bear came out this motherfucker. Allergy. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna set the date for that, man. I'll contact Khufu, man. You know, Khufu put that type shit together, man. You know, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna deal with Ngozi motherfucking ass, man. God damn. Gonna be the I don't know. Fuck it, we'll figure out a way, man. Anyway, it's gonna be fun, man. So we gonna set that up, man. You know what I mean? It's just some shit we do every now and then to clear the air. You know, we're having inter-squad debate. That's all it is, man. You know, and then the Mossy clan can jump on whatever side they want to jump on based off the information, what they think, what side they want to help, and we'll get it in and it'll be some good shit. Cause hell, I'm tired of dealing with dumb motherfuckers, man. See, motherfuckers is dumb. I'm tired of fucking with I can't even debate dumb motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't sharp with me at all. That shit get me dumb. Shit. I feel like I'm turning dumb talking to motherfuckers. So hell, you know, Timo Cyrus needs some work any goddamn way. All right, strapping up y'all goddamn boots, Timo Cyrus. Y'all should be seeing this motherfucker. Strapping that shit up. Here we motherfucking come. All right. There will be no disrespecting of any team. No fucking name calling. If you do that, you're immediately eliminated and won't be allowed to participate. No bullshit. All right. Straight work, straight homework, straight scholarship. All right. You already know, man, what it is. Don't go nowhere, Gullah Geechee. Where you at, goddammit? You always throwing them posts in there, yo. And you know you my motherfucking man, yo. Make sure you're on deck. Don't get lost. Khufu, don't get lost. I know Ngozi ain't going no motherfucking way, yo. He gonna be right there, right? Everybody, all right? Y'all strap it up, Timo Cyrus, young boys. Yeah, I think everybody keep thinking we boxing and fighting, man. The young guys be thinking we playing some kind of fucking basketball game or some kind of wrestling or running fast game. This ain't what we doing, man. If it was that, y'all niggas probably win, man. That ain't what we doing. We're using this. Modern science tell you that you're still sharp as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do for a very, very, very long time. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to catch my motherfucking prime. 49. Yeah. Starting to be right with it. Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there to the public since it's unfolding in front of the goddamn public. It is what it's goddamn is. All right? So rules of engagement, no disrespect, no fucking name calling. We stay strict to the fucking information, right? And be true to who the fuck we is so that people can really see how information is displayed. We'll be perfect gentlemen in this. That's what it is. Anybody breaking the motherfucking rules, you're fucking out of there. And I ain't fucking with you no more. So that's just what it is, man. Ujal, you want to add something to that?
No, I think you think you did it. You said it all. I think it would be good for something like this because, like you said, there's comments being made on Facebook, and a lot of people, Facebook has become, the reality TV for a lot of people, and some people don't know how to take the comments and things. Some people take comments to heart, and you know, and it's it's just different than talking in person, because you can't really, you know, you can't see a person's body gestures and emotions. So some people take things the wrong way or whatever. So it's good to have a nice intellectual discussion to clear the air and to educate the people and to show people what it takes in order to advance a certain claim. Because I'm seeing claims being made by people who are not competent in certain areas, or they try to transfer competency in one thing over to another without doing the knowledge on certain things. Like me myself, I couldn't speak intelligently about genetics or biology, because that's not my focus. That's not my that's just not my thing. So I wouldn't dare you know, go hard and dare to make claims if I'm not well studied. That would just be like academic suicide. But some people do that. Some people, I see pseudo people just start commenting about things they have no knowledge of. And I'm not saying that Team Osiris or anybody. I'm saying just period, on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. So having this conversation, it'll kind of, you know, show people at least a sneak peek or you know, a snapshot of what it takes to really present an argument and to and educate and teach people, you know, especially methodology. You know, I think that's what the people need. You know, we got to get it back. We got to get that back. I see people making these claims, and you know, they can't speak on it. They don't know enough about the information. So the main topic, you know, I know linguistics. A lot of posts been about language and linguistics, because, and it's a good thing that more people are jumping on board with languages, African languages. You know, ancient Egypt. It's not all about the pyramids, how much the stones weigh. Oh, they're 70 tons, 2 tons. Now people have gone beyond that. Now they want to get into the culture. Now more people want to get into the actual language and things like that. So it's a good thing, but we have to take it and do things right. You can't just run ahead and just, you know, make claims and then don't have a full rigorous study of it. And you know, I know Ishmael coined the phrase microwave scholarship, right? And we can't have that. We can't have people just rushing and not doing the proper, going through the proper checklist of study before they go out and make these claims. So, you know, I just do my best to keep people on point, because you know, my thing is that we're being watched. And matter of fact, Unc, you said this a lot, and I didn't realize it until I actually experienced it. But a lot of these YouTube videos are being watched. A lot of the Facebook posts, Facebook groups are being watched by professional people, you know, of all different colors, different countries. People are checking things out. You got professors, you got people who are in positions to really make some things happen. They're watching everything that's going on. So we can't be messy and sloppy with this. So we got to be responsible to make sure we keep it tight. And so that's my thing. So I think this kind of discussion on the language, or you know, even the people. I mean, all we're doing is revisiting 1974, the UNESCO conference with Cheikh Anta Diop and Theophile Obenga, as far as the racial makeup of Egypt. I mean, I don't think anybody arguing with they're black or white. Now the arguments becomes who are they today? Are they, you know, the Calajan? Are they the Luo speakers? Are they the Beja? Are they you know, all these different tribes that are in that area right now? That seems to be the argument now. So it'll be real interesting, whoever brings forth that information. But when it comes to language, we really got to update our information, and we really got to understand the arguments. And I don't see that being done. So this would be good. This would be a good chance to teach people. So it's all good.
Theophile Banger, what's the other teacher? Other teacher name?
Jean-Claude Mboli.
Jean-Claude Mboli. And if y'all understand what the argument is this. They was operating from the A side, man. Theophile Banger, Cheikh Anta Diop operated from the A side, right? So I just want Team Osiris to hear this. I'm gonna say it real slow. Mboli, Theophile Bangers, she got Diops. They was operating from the A side, right? The B side say the language is called Afro-Asiatic, and they call it Afro-Asiatic because they say it started out in Africa and then some kind of way eased out in some kind of way the Asiatics added to the language. Is that how that's supposed to go, Joe?
Yeah, well, that's where when they stick Semitic in that family, that's where you get the Afro-Asiatic. Because at first it was called Hamito-Semitic, and that's the crux of the argument with Dr. Theophilo Benga. You know, it's criticized by, as you say, people on the B side, and people will say that Theophilo Benga's language classification is Afrocentric fantasy. That's what the European linguists and people were criticizing and saying. So for one of our students, one of our scholars, or one of our people who are in the studies to side with that without first learning the field, learning the arguments, learning the methodology, to me that's a bit extreme, and we can't really have that. So that's one issue that needs to be cleared up. And then Jean-Claude Mboli, any of those criticisms that they had against Dr. Theophilo Benga, they cannot have against Jean-Claude Mboli, because Jean-Claude Mboli, just real quick, this is the scenario. This is the summary that I can give of it. It's just like biogenetics. If I claim to group different clusters of human beings together, and then under a family, and I say all those people are the same and they should be categorized in this family, and if I did that without any DNA testing, everybody would call me crazy. But that's analogous to what these linguists did when it comes to African language. They didn't do that for the Indo-European languages. They applied a lot more rigor to the redevelopment or reconstruction of Proto-Indo-European and all those different languages. They didn't do that with African languages. So this is the argument. Jean-Claude Mboli said, no, I'm going to do the genetic testing of these African languages to rebuild the parent language from which all these languages come out of. So they can't run those arguments on Jean-Claude Mboli's work. And because his work is fairly new and it's written in French, a lot of our people don't know about it. So one of the main people that are introducing him and his work to us is Asar Motep. And his first chapter in his book is dedicated to summarizing Mboli's conclusions. So I suggest people get Asar's book to catch up on that part, because it's written in English, obviously, and then begin to have a conversation about it. But for people to form these opinions, to me, it's just kind of a little extreme. So this conversation or whatever is being set up, if you're trying to set up something, I think it would be good. I think it would be good so people could really know what time it is.
Yeah, I think this is good, man. So Tim and Charles can get all that shit off their chest, man. Shit, we men around this motherfucker, man. Shit, yo. I mean, the old niggas might be slipping, yo. I mean, I don't think so. I think how old are you, Joe?
Hey, man, I'm about 18 years old, man.
I was I saw about 34, right?
We definitely are in our 30s and 40s, so yeah.
Joe, Smash about 40. I think, what I'm saying, yo, I mean, I love the competition, man. Shit, every time I fuck with and goes in there, man, I just get better, man. That's the truth, yo. You feel me? So, I don't know why they poked the bear, though. I wouldn't have did that shit. Like, I don't even fuck with and goes in the kind of that genetic shit like that. I don't poke his motherfucking ass at all, yo. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need to, shit. Just, I know better. But, young and vigorous, man. That's just what that shit is, man. So we're going to definitely, we're going to set that up, man. That's going to be a real good one. Hey, G Consciousness, I see you, man. I see you. Okay. All right, G Consciousness. All right. All right, man. Go ahead, support the white boy. Go for it. It's all gravy. I see y'all. I'm taking names and I'm writing that shit down, yo. Them niggas is gonna definitely need me helping them out. I got you. Okay. I definitely got you, man. But yeah, we just gotta be mindful, man, when we deal with information, man. You got Africans saying that the reason we call it, because Negro is what is really coming from the French. Am I correct, right? Negro means black. So we got Africans saying it's called Black Egyptian, right? Got the Europeans saying it's Afro-Asiatic. Who you gonna go with? That's a no-brainer. Negro Egyptian is really saying Black Egyptian. Why are they saying the Black Egyptian? Because as Champollion said, this was Champollion said. Champollion said, man, he was speaking Coptic in his dreams. He used to dream in Coptic. You know what he said? You know what it means? That means he had immersed himself in African language so much so that he could start dreaming in the African languages. And he explicitly said that the study of African languages is the tools that he used to decipher the goddamn Meta Nature. The white boy said that. He said that. And so Theophile Banging and Bowling and them, they're simply saying, wait a minute. We use African languages that are still living today, right, to help translate the Meta Nature. Why are you calling it Afro-Asiatic? That should be the end of the debate right there. Matter of fact, we're going to start the debate off with that checkmate. Y'all know I like starting the shit off with a checkmate. That's a checkmate right there, yo. Give me some Afro-Asiatic, Germanic languages, yo, that help translate the Meta Nature, yo. That's the checkmate piece. I don't think y'all can do it. All right?
But you know, this is the thing. You know, I know some people don't like the like a lot of people think it's because of the name Afro-Asiatic or Hamito-Semitic, and it's really not about the name. It's about the method that was used to group these different languages together. So Dr. Theophile Obenga coined the phrase Negro Egyptian, and it all stems all the way back to Homburger. If people do research on Homburger, the linguist, Obenga and Diop come from that, and he advanced the name of Negro Egyptian because at the time in 1974, during the UNESCO conference and things, that was the climate of the arguments was whether Egyptians were black, they were Africans, or they were Asians, Europeans, etc., etc. So they rolled with the language family being Black Egyptian to overemphasize and make a household name out of the phrase Black Egyptian. Get people used to saying Black Egypt, no longer just Egypt, or with the conception of it being Asian or European. So Mboli chose to just keep the same name, but the languages themselves have now been genetically tested and grouped together based on relatedness. And this is something that people got to understand. People got to understand that this kind of subject matter is as technical as astrophysics, quantum mechanics, or biology or genetics. So you're not going to be able to microwave this and have a very good, intelligible discussion about it until people really dig in and do some studying. And we're all learning, so we need to slow down and learn together and absorb this information and be able to either agree with it, discern, and defend it, and ultimately build on it. And that's what Mboli did with Dr. Theophile Obenga's work and the entire questions, all the controversies that was going on in linguistics about African languages. So he started from scratch. He ignored all of the language families because you got Khoisan, Nilo-Saharan, Niger-Congo, Afro-Asiatic. So he ignored all those barriers and borders and built it from scratch. That's why those people can't argue. And today I was asked for expert reviews or critiques on Mboli's work. Mboli's work is fairly new. It's just now taking root. Mboli's work is in universities. He has a presentation where he shows the different colleges and universities that are using his work. So eventually we're going to see people write reviews and as far as the experts write reviews of it. but they had to wrap their mind around it because Mboli did something that they did not do. It's like the first time the human genome was mapped.
Right.
Look at it. People need to look at it like that.
Mm.
So we just got to get on board and learn this thing and support. This is an African linguist from Africa who speaks Shango, just like Dr. Ifeolubenga is from the Congo, speaks Mbochi, and Sheikh Anta Diop speak Wolof. These are Africans stepping on the world stage and making noise. So we got to at least study it. So if we agree with it, know enough so that we can agree, and then defend it and roll with it. That's it.
Got a question from the chat room. It says, Uncle Nudrau, explain why the Coptics were the first Christians if they had Meta Nature. Well, what? You hear that?
Yeah, I heard it, but I don't understand the question.
I don't understand it. Explain why the Coptics were the first Christians. I don't suppose the Coptics were the goddamn first Christians. Where they get that from? Who says that?
Is Antioch in Ethiopia?
No, hell no. Antioch is in Syria.
So why would they even ask that question?
I don't know.
That's where the first Christians came. Well, that's where they were called Christians.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. I think, and I don't want to assume. So, but you know, based on people asking questions like that, it's like if they had Meta Nature, why did they convert? Basically, like how can anybody be converted if they were dealing with Meta Nature or something like that? I mean, maybe the person can clarify the question.
That sounds like
clarify the question.
Yeah, that sounds like they were conquered. They were invaded and conquered, and they took on the religion of their conqueror, just like the North Africans were invaded by and Arabized and became Muslims.
I mean, because the reason why I say what I'm saying, because you can take that and pretty much talk about any African community today after the Berlin Conference and the colonization of Africa. Most people are speaking. You got African countries right now today where English is like the national language for that area, or French, or things like that. So I mean, I'm really trying to. I have a hard time understanding that question.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding that goddamn question too. Well, type the question back in there again.
Yeah, but we just have to study our scholars. We have to study our scholars' work, and then by studying our scholars' work, we'll know if we can stand behind it or not. And if after studying it and we do our due diligence and the information checks out, then we need to stand behind it. And this is what we all need to do more of. We all have to do more of, and I don't see enough of us doing that. So when I see these Facebook posts where people are talking in opposition to certain scholars, but yet they themselves have not done the knowledge and done the rigorous study of it, that right there is a little disheartening, because we need to be doing the opposite of that. At least understand the arguments, understand the methodologies that are used, and then start speaking. So I just implore anybody who listens, who watch this after we get off the air or listening right now, that's the kind of stuff we got to do. We got to stand behind our scholars, and I'm not saying indiscriminately just swallowing it just because they're African or they got brown skin or whatever. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying study the material. Get your knowledge up so you can discern if they're right or wrong. Then if you agree and you see that the information is accurate, stand behind it and go full force. That's what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to make the comment. They asked that question. Coptic, the actual script, I believe, came about around 2nd century BC. So I mean, it's not an ancient script.
Go ahead.
What do you say?
Oh, yo, niggas in the chat room funny as hell. He said a roach astro projected. That shit's stupid, yo. I can't. My fault.
But yeah, if you could, might have more information on that. But in Coptic,
Sci-fi, man, he a prejudice, man. Cut that shit out, sci-fi. You crazy as hell with that Christian shit, man. All the prophecies was already happened. All right, man, shit. I believe you. Shit, they already happened. What the fuck? Damn. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. That's him with that Coptic shit, yo. They Coptic crazy.
That was sci-fi?
I think the Coptics is the first Christians. Get the fuck out of here. That shit's dumb, man. Come on, man.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I was just saying that the language won't be older than 2nd century BC, but the script itself was around that time. So, when Champollion, in the ADs, was able to use that language. That language is not the language, but the script is not ancient. We consider ancient, 5,000 BC or 3,000 BC and older. So it wasn't like it was a real old script for them to use.
Hey, put a link in the dang chat room, man, about the Coptic Church, man, so we can learn what you on that, bro. That's all I would be saying, man. I ain't, prove to me that the Coptic Church is the first church, yo. Go prove that shit.
Well, I mean, really, that's not. I mean, I think that's kind of like a non-issue, because whether they were the first Christians or not, the essence of the question sounds like it's like if people are dealing with Medu Neter, then how can they be converted to anything? It could have been Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, whatever the case is. That's what it sounds like. So I think the person, because if you're just asking about that, then I really don't have no answer for that. But I did want to say that the Coptic script, what they call in the what became known as Coptic script was predominantly ushered in during the Christian era after the AD, when the conversion took place and these people started writing these sacred texts in what became known as the Coptic script, which was really the Greek alphabet with some borrowings from the Demotic characters. 7 Demotic characters were added to Greek script to form a Coptic script, and that was definitely after the people in that location adopted Christianity. So maybe that's what the person was asking the question about.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get on that Coptic shit, man. But you know what? I just want everybody to know, man, I think it's very healthy for portions of the community to try to make like a god or something in their mind, or however you do it, and then portions of the community totally reject that shit. I think it's a real healthy balance. You know what I'm saying? I personally can't take it. I can't do it. I can't play the game. Not for me. I can't vibe with nothing outside myself. I'm just not able to do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can't fool myself like that. I've conditioned my mind away from the racism, white supremacy, looking at the world through that strainer. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't do it. I think that the power lies in the minds of black people around the world. That we're only as strong as our mind. And that's what they really got. They took our mind. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's what they did. What's up, Nate? What's good with you, bro? Yeah, they captured our mind, man. So yeah, really interesting. So they asked the question, Chairman, who wanted to debate Harry? Polite beat the brakes off of him. It was crazy. I personally think that was Polite's best debate. I mean, just the way he, just his command. You feel me? You know, matter of fact, I won't even, me personally, based off the fact that he was going against Harry, right? I won't even critique his work. You feel me? So whatever he did to win that, I mean, he did what he had to do. It is what it is. Well, let him have that. You know, I know he was. I know Brother Polite was humble. Um, you know, he just was humble, man. He asked for work. You know, the majority of the work was his, but he asked for some work, some pointers on some shit. You know, flew me in, made sure I got there to help him out. He didn't need no fucking help. And when I offered help, he took it immediately. I mean, you know what I'm saying, man? You gotta respect that, man. You know, you just gotta respect that. I mean, niggas can learn a lesson from that, yo. That, you know, New Covenant, man, they don't mind getting help from other black organizations. And I think we should, you know, I don't mind getting help from the Hebrew Israelites. Got the Hebrew Israelites down here, man. I got their cookbook. Excellent cookbook, man. Excellent food. Excellent cookbook. I'd be a fool not to. So yeah, man, we can just, you know, it is, man. My man Sci-Fi, call him Pitballs. You know, he's gonna be help producing the new Real Black Atheist show. Yeah, wow, yeah. We'll do that. Man, he's gonna rent out a spot to Menu Jao to do our history class, man. We're gonna have a marketplace, right? We're gonna have a marketplace, all right, marketplace for the history class, right? Then we're gonna do the show. Then after the show, we have a party with music and goddamn drinks. That's how we doing it around here. So y'all can go ahead and hate all you want. We having fun in the motherfucking ATL. Learning is motherfucking fun. I'm gonna say it again. We have the marketplace. We're gonna shoot the Real Black Atheist show live. You can call in, right? So we're gonna have the Amaral Squad study class, all right, ran by Jao, brother Unc, right? We're gonna have the Real Black Atheist show, right? Gonna be bringing in people, you know, from around the world, get on the show. You know how I do the Real Black Atheist shit, right? After that, you know what I'm saying? Gonna have a full bar, food, motherfucking music. That's how we getting down around here. All right? Gonna have some vendors in there. Man, that shit gonna be serious, man. So we having fun with the information and the knowledge, man. We doing like the Black Panthers used to do. They used to get up on the goddamn table, spit some knowledge, then motherfucking party. That's what we doing. So it is what it is. So, you know, shit, I'm enjoying what it is, man. So it's all good, man. It is. As soon as you Jao figure out the date, when you want to do it, Jao?
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm on the phone with the master scribe Sanjeti.
Get him in there, man. Put him on that thing, man. You tell him what it is, man.
Yeah. Hold up. Sanjeti, everybody's like, what's good? What's happening?
Phone speaking.
What up? Let them know I'm at work.
Hey, Sanjeti. Hey, Jedi.
Can you hear?
You ready? You ready for that? You ready for that debate?
Not really.
Huh? I said, you ready for that debate?
Say what? Say what?
I said, you ready for that debate against Team Osiris?
Hey, man. It's whatever, man. I'm ready. Let's get it.
All right.
With the whole linguistic thing, I've been thinking about that for the past week.
Damn. Niggas been bubbling.
Yeah, man, because, you know, I've been watching the Facebook discussions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't really jumped in. If I've been keeping everything that's been going on, man, you know, it's just that, you know, there's just some areas that people are not informed of, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know, somebody has to get taught at some point. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's some brothers that, you know, want to get taught. That's okay. So let's, you know, let's get in a situation where, you know, we can share our viewpoints. We can put up our scholarship. You know what I'm saying? And something that I see is not really being understood is the history behind what our scholars, Diop, Obenga, and other Africans in the diaspora had to go through. And I think that since they're not understanding that, it makes it easy for them to delineate and devalue them. You know what I'm saying? And then if you take the approach of Amos Wilson, we have to think who benefits from this attack on them. African people, we're not going to benefit.
Nope.
Only racist white scholars and their agendas benefit from this. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We can take this as an opportunity, as a teaching opportunity.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, matter of fact, we'll do it on the Team Osiris platform. We'll get in the home court. Let them have the home court. We take this shit on the road. We travel well. Yeah, we'll do it on their platform. Shit. Hell. Use that goddamn platform. We definitely gonna use that platform.
You know, but see, here's the thing that I don't like. I mean, y'all know how I feel about people being disrespected in public. Y'all know how I feel about that.
Yeah, we can't do that.
You know, I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Where you got, you know, young brothers who don't really got credentials under their belt like that. You know what I'm saying? Or disrespecting cats who are battle tested. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? If I'm watching all this disrespect, and again, I'm straight up. The young brother Christopher Antonio disrespecting Wu Zhao out in public like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck is wrong? What the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you must want to get taught. You know what I'm saying? You must want to get taught. You know what I'm saying? Up there talking about, you know, you know, there's all kind of inaccurate, dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'm looking at it, it's just pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? Cats are too loose with their fingers. Hide behind a computer. And say, okay, well, since I got a title under me, and, you know, like, Team Osiris was not supposed to be that. You know what I'm saying? Team Osiris was not supposed to be what it's becoming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get in contact with Ngozi, like, yo, man, like, you got to look at what's going on, brother.
Well, Ngozi, all right, he good, man. Shit, man, we're gonna have a healthy discussion. Christopher, I see you, Christopher. You've been officially called out, man. Show your MetaNetcher skills. You better call Kalam. Yo, Kalam is the MetaNetcher scholar on y'all shit. You better call goddamn Kalam, goddammit. I seen Kalam go to work in the museum. Brother Sahotep.
Peace.
Yeah, you know, so we got the official challenge to Team Osiris is going down. All right.
Oh, shit.
It's going down. We got everybody in the room. It's going down. So sharpen your blades up there, Mr. Asar. You've been chomping at the bits for a while, goddammit. I gotta let them go now. Gotta let them go. Everybody chomping, gotta do it. Somebody gonna get taught in this situation. So, yeah. Can you kind of talk to us about Mboli's work, yo? Since I know you read a little French. You read French a little bit there, Sal?
I read it a lot.
Oh, nah, say it ain't so. Say you don't read French, man. Little German?
A little German, and I still need a book with German, so anybody can give me with German.
Okay.
Je m'appelle too.
I can't hear.
Couldn't hear you.
Je m'appelle too.
Je m'appelle.
Je m'appelle too. Ample. Yeah, I'm at the job now, so I can barely hear y'all.
All right, okay.
Oui.
So you can talk about Mboli's work a little bit real quick, Asar?
Just briefly before I head out of here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jean-Claude Mboli is a linguist out of France, originally from the the Republic of Congo. And we really have to go back to Theophilo Obenga's work, his 1993 work on the relationship of ancient Egyptian to modern African languages. In that work, he challenged the notion of Afroasiatic as a language phylum. And he proposed a new African language family, which he called Negro-Egyptian. And the reason why it's called Negro-Egyptian or Black Egyptian is primarily because of Greenberg, who in 1963 created these modern the language families that are pretty much accepted by Africanist linguists, Nilo-Saharan, Khoisan, Niger-Congo, and Afroasiatic. He argued in his text that the Afroasiatic branch was originally spoken by Caucasians, and it was Caucasians who spoke the Egyptian, Berber, and Semitic languages, and then the quote-unquote blacks adopted the languages spoken by these Caucasians. And so that's how the Black African side speaks to the Afroasiatic languages. And so he's been fighting vehemently against Afroasiatic because, one, it was based on the mass comparative method, and two, it was racially motivated. And so that's why, Obinga calls it Negro Egyptian, just, to make a bold political statement, Black Egyptian. So there's no question about who the Egyptians were and who they were related to. And so, but in that work, in that proposal, Obinga, even though he provides a lot of evidence for the relationship of African languages, modern African languages, to ancient Egyptian that crossed those so-called borders, those phylum borders of Greenberg, he did not do a thorough analysis to verify his Negro Egyptian language family. And so that's where Mboli comes in. Mboli does the necessary steps that would be acceptable by any linguist in terms of developing a language family. And he verifies Obinga's Negro Egyptian by the comparative method, but he also makes some new discoveries in the process. But not only that, he makes the historical comparative method more rigorous. So what you see in Mboli's work is the standard method, and then he tightens the method so there can be no debate where there are loopholes in the standard method. And so this work came out in 2010. It examined primarily 14 African languages. And, as y'all know, I've had him on my show. He's given lessons on it. I've been really promoting his work. And again, I have Obinga's work and I have Mboli's and a plethora of other African linguists who have been examining the relationship between ancient Egyptian and Black African languages. And I can say hands down that Mboli's is the most thorough, is the most comprehensive, and the most rigorous in terms of method, in terms of being able to reconstruct the parent language. Now, they're not to say that the other ones are not valuable. They just are answering different questions. For example, Cheikh Anta Diop's work, his parent book, I think it was 1974, that he was primarily only dealing with Wolof and Egyptian. So he wasn't concerned with reconstructing the parent language. And so he was able to definitively establish a relationship between Wolof and Egyptian. And Wolof allegedly belongs to Niger-Congo. And so when you see this relationship between Wolof, a so-called Niger-Congo language, and ancient Egyptian, a so-called Afroasiatic language, it makes you question the so-called borders of these particular language families, finding these major series of sound meaning correspondences in all paradigms that we examine in linguistics. And so Obinga, even though he uses scattered languages, his primary language that he was using was his own, just like Diop with Wolof, except he was using Mbochi. And so, you're seeing a Bantu language with these same type of correspondences. Dr. Mubabinge Bilolo, he uses his, which is Chiluba Bantu, one of the languages I primarily use. Madupe Oduyoye with Yoruba. What's his name? Noam Ndiji with Bassa in Cameroon. You also have Abubakar Musalam, who does a lot with Fulani in ancient Egyptian. You have Kipkoech Sambu, who's done a linguistic work between collagen in Egyptian. And so all of these works are done on an individual level, whereas in Mboli, he does a more broad, he does a number of languages, examining every single paradigm at the same exact time between all of these languages. So in short, as much as I can say, that's a brief analysis, a brief analysis of Mboli's work and the purpose of it.
Okay. Hey, Smash, where you at?
I'm right here. What up?
Yeah, we just called out Team Osiris on the World Wide Web to a respectful conversation debate. Matter of fact, I can get that set up on StarNetta TV. We can do it on StarNetta TV, right? So we can get that in. You know what I mean? They feeling themselves, yo, and I think it's time for them to go ahead and take a step up in weight class. That's how I'm feeling right now. What do you say? What say you, brother, on the conversation?
I heard that. I wouldn't mind discussing the Mesopotamian, the so-called Mesopotamian influence on Egypt, as well as looking at what they say. This language issue, this Afro-Asiatic language group issue. So I'll be around.
Yep. So we got the Mesopotamian influence. I'm saying I've been to the museums. I've seen the Mesopotamian shit, and I've seen the Egyptian shit, and I'll let you know what my findings is on StarNetta TV. Yeah, we'll do it on StarNetta. We'll do it on that, so we can get about 900 people to watch that. You know what I mean? So everybody can see the young guns get it in. Yeah, that should be fun. All right? Make sure we stay to the rules, right? Of respecting each other as men. It's going to be a very, very important debate so that people see how we just handle our methodology. And so if you come in there with your methodology short, you know what I mean, you're going to get finished off, right? So if you know what I mean, if you're coming out of the loins of the Raw Squad, methodology got to be right. So y'all asked for it. Chris started that shit, though. Chris got y'all in this. Chris. The so-called linguist. Chris,
well,
I see you.
Anybody can go to Chris' page and just do the history. Like last year, he was a neophyte calling cats Baba. All of a sudden, he grew some balls, and now he's challenging everybody. I guess he's an expert already. But I sat him down so embarrassingly on his page about that same issue, about the Sepharad or whatever. This iconography that they say developed in Mesopotamia, and Kemet supposedly took it. When I showed him the actual development of it happening on Egyptian palettes, predating his little thing, he just went mute. I went silent. So we all got to be a little bit humble, because we all got something to learn from each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's just real, yo. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, I ain't never said I can't learn nothing from Team Osiris, yo. That's why I fucks him. I love him. You know what I'm saying? But you love something, man, you got to be ready to go ahead and teach something, too. So, yep, that's what it is. Y'all got what y'all wanted. I was trying to think about standing down, but Pharaoh's so goddamn foolish. I can't even waste my time. I can't do it. I thought I could. I can't do it, yo.
All right, y'all. I gotta bounce, but
all right, so
just give me the details.
Yeah, we're gonna give you details and the time. Yo, we'll do it around your schedule to make sure you're there. Wouldn't miss you. Wouldn't not have you there.
Oh Lord.
Oh, you gotta be there.
Gotta be there. Been waiting. All right, man.
Peace.
Peace. Probably would have held off if Chris ain't trying to get all disrespectful and shit. You know what I mean? Come on, Kufu. You can't be. Come on, man. You probably would have chilled out. Would have gave y'all some breath. Nope. So yeah. All right, man. That's what it is, man. We got about 100 people in here, about 77 people in there, man. Wait, I see you. I see you there, Black Panther. What's good, brother?
Hey, peace. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, you know the Mossy clan get a chance to pick what side they want to get on, yo. What you want to do? Or you
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you get a chance if you want to go.
So let me get this straight. You want me to pick a side? In
no, you don't even got to pick. You can stay on the sideline. Or you can
let me tell you something.
What?
I'm not a linguist.
Right. Oh.
I'm a neophyte at best with Medu Neter. You know, I just picked it up. I've probably been studying it for about a year, but not really as rigorously as a Sar, Jawu, Magi, you know, Sanjeti. I haven't been studying it as rigorously.
Damn,
I deal more with African spirituality. So I'm not going to go against them brothers in no way, shape, or form. Because they've been doing this for a long time. I've learned a lot from them brothers. And, you know, I would be stupid to do so because Wujawu is my Siba. I've taken Wujawu's class. So I'm not going to go against my Siba.
Damn, Coach Wood.
And from what I've studied with Sean Claude and Bowley and the little conversations I've had with Sanjeti, the Afro-Asiatic formula has some holes in it. And the Negro Egyptian is more accurate. So that's where I'm going with it. But, you know, I'm going to be tuning in, you know, with my pen and pad, taking notes. So it should be good. Yeah,
it'll be good, man. It's going to be good, man. The community needs some real shit, man, instead of the fake shit sometime, man. I can't. Yeah, Pharaoh said if the pyramids blew up today or tomorrow, he could build them back again. Yo, that's when I tapped the fuck out.
He said what?
That's why I tapped out on you, Pharaoh. You won, yo. You can have that, yo.
Oh, my.
Yeah, go watch the thing on Kalam. He said, yo, if the pyramids blew up today, tomorrow, he could rebuild the pyramids. Hey.
All right.
Yeah, you can have that. Yeah, you won. He got it, bro. You over my head, man.
As long as people can learn, and it's all good, man. It's all good.
Who the hell is learning from that?
No, not that. I'm just saying. I'm going back to this whole you know, information part. Not that.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta stop. The young brothers gotta stop disrespecting the older guys too, man. Niggas ain't cussing. Y'all gotta stop that shit out, yo. I mean, I give it to Ngozi, man. Ngozi has really grown, yo. You know what I'm saying? He really grown on that, man. But everybody else, man, y'all need to follow Ngozi on that shit. Cut that shit out, man. You know, he might have his ideas on what he think the Egyptians is, and I'm sure he'll find out who the Egyptians are on that goddamn day. But man, he don't be getting outside his body like that, man. Everybody gotta learn how to control themselves. Y'all not even gonna get me mad, yo. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'm waiting for Ngozi to set up a class or something. I'd be interested in sitting under Ngozi to learn more about the biology and the genetic, the phylogenetic tree and things that he talks about. So that'd be really interesting to see. I think he said he's working on a book, so I'm looking forward to that whenever.
Yeah, I catch the book. I catch the book because you be in class with Ngozi, he'll lead the class like in the middle of the thing.
Hey, I get them one-on-ones with him, yo.
And the E1B1B. Hold on. Don't hang up. And you gone. Gone.
Oh, the brother Melvin said that the book is almost ready. So yeah, I'll be interested in that and learning from it. And
how you know Melvin? How you know that Melvin?
Melvin's Team Osiris.
Oh, Melvin on Team. Hey, Melvin.
Yo, what's up?
Dude, you gonna jump in there, yo?
Hell no, he wasn't.
Melvin. Unmute that line, man.
What's going on?
You jumping in there, yo? What you gonna do, Team Osiris?
I'm about to see how things go.
What you mean? What do you mean? You can't see how things go, man.
Hey.
It'll be fun.
What?
Hey.
Man, come on, man. You gonna sit back? You gotta jump in. Come on, man. Come on, yo. We can start it right now. Come on, let's go. What you got? What you got? Mesopotamia
They say
older
you ain't make them claims.
Mesopotamia older than E.
That shit. I mean, it's like me. I'm not a linguist, so why would I jump into that? Like, I'm not gonna do it.
Hold on, we still got Mesopotamia being said to be older than Egypt, yo. Them niggas still in motherfucking mud and shit. Y'all niggas ain't listening to Dr. Billy Jones.
I'm not buying that one now.
Niggas in
I
mud,
can't
yo.
buy that one at all.
They still in mud. All they shit got rained on. Niggas ain't older. Come on, man. I can, without a shadow of a doubt, man, show you what the oldest mud structure is. Man, let me show. I got some shit y'all ain't never seen. Hold on, watch this. I'm gonna heat the debate up real quick. Watch this. I'm gonna hit y'all with something. Check this out. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me show you. Let me show you why we can't lose on that day. I've been studying mud structures for years. Let me see. Got that homework. Show y'all something, yo. Watch this. I ain't never saying that. Let me see. Let me see if I got this. Do some serious shit. So Black Panther, man, what you working on, brother?
I'm working on this presentation right now. It's called "The Power of the Serpent in African Traditions." It's taking me longer than I thought because I keep finding new information. So I don't want to cheat the people, don't want to cheat nobody. So I'm working on this presentation, and it's I've learned a lot just studying it. I went to places in Africa I didn't think I was gonna go, and the serpent is it's in damn near every spiritual system in some type of way, and we have a negative stigma on the snake, on the serpent in the Western world, largely in part to the biblical story of Adam and Eve. So we want to tell the African side, we want to tell what our ancestors thought of the serpent and the respect and reverence they had for the serpent. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. All right. Studying Africa, I see.
Always.
Let me show y'all one of the largest mud structures right here. Let me see. God damn it. Show you something serious. Y'all know that those Nubian mud structures, that first cataract, them forts, that was the precursor to the medieval joints in Europe, right? Y'all understand that, correct?
Absolutely.
It's a great book on that. European wrote it. They dealt with it's called, I think the book's called The Nubians. Brother Johnson, what's the name of that book if you're still on there, brother?
I think Smash left.
Oh, Smash. Yeah, let me see something. Let me see if I can find this for y'all real quick. Get y'all a quick picture to show y'all some real shit. Show you how the niggas is doing it in mud. So as we don't get no damn confusion on the day of the debate on where mud come from, where niggas mastered mud at. The hell with the brick. I'm gonna talk about the mud first. Just show me something in Mesopotamia. Since they the oldest and the starting shit. Let me see. Shit real quick. Real fast. Let me see. Come on now. Come on, man. Massive structure. Damn. Hold on, I'm gonna get a bigger image. 1 second. Get a bigger damn image. Show you how serious. That wasn't playing, man. Mud. 1 second.
Hey, why?
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm just
Go fill in real quick. Add something in there, man. What's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is is I think I just hope that more and more people will just take their time, learn stuff, and just share information. Each one teach one. The more we know accurate information, the better we do. There's a saying. I typed it on Facebook, and I don't know how it got taken out of context, but I said when one knows better, one does better. And that's like a common phrase that we all familiar with, whether it's said exactly.
Nah, Ojabo, you rude, man. You rude.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's rude, but
rude, man. You ain't got no tact.
Yeah. Well, when one knows better, one does better. So I think that the more we know, the more we learn as a whole, we'll all do better. And I think that we could learn better if we stop being combative and start off like, if you start off at the starting block combative and think everything is against you or against a person or whatever, then that's you starting off on the wrong foot. So I think we all need to learn how to just communicate better with each other and slow things down, not misconstrue things, not assume things, and we all just walk this thing together and learn, and I think we can get somewhere.
Yeah.
And hold on, and another thing, we have to be honest with ourselves. Like I know my weaknesses when it comes to information. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I think everybody really needs to be honest with themselves to be to know their strengths and weaknesses and know what to go out there on a limb with, what not to go out on a limb with, what to be humble on and take in information, check it out, come back, ask questions. We almost got to a point where we can't even learn from one another. So those things are on my mind. We have to do better all the way around. We have to do better. And I hope to see it this year, because last year, wasn't so good, and this year is not so good starting out, but hopefully we can make that change. Because I'll learn from anybody. We all learning. I'll learn from whoever's competent in a subject matter, man. Sign me up. I'll learn. Because my background's in science and math, so I'm gonna pick it apart anyway. I'm gonna see what makes it tick, how it got together in the first place. I'm gonna do my due diligence. But I don't mind sitting under anybody. If you're competent in what you do, then sign me up. Teach me something, and let's keep it moving. And if I can offer you something, then hey, let's do it. We can exchange information. That's how I roll.
So I'm rolling too. Hey, can y'all see that?
Shunet El Zabib.
I see that, right? Okay, now let me show you the picture on that. Hold on, let me get dang. Lost it. Okay. Shunet El Zabib. Shunet El Zabib was built around 2750 BCE and served as the funerary cult enclosure of the, I guess it was KHAS. How you pronounce that?
Khasekhemwy.
Okay, a second dynasty king. Say the structure is one of Egypt's oldest standing royal monuments and one of the oldest preserved mud brick buildings in the world. The two-part funerary complex consists of underground tombs and above-ground enclosure. It's a great architectural importance as it portrays the earliest stages of evolution of the pyramid. All right. So That's gonna go ahead and push Mesopotamia out the fucking way, real quick. I want to get bigger pictures for y'all real quick, man. See, can y'all see that? See that?
Yep.
See how big that is? See how huge that is? Look at that.
Yeah, I see it. What? Damn.
Damn, right, damn. And we want to talk the Mesopotamian shit? Are we fucking serious?
Where is that mud structure at?
Fucking Africa, man. I mean, y'all know I study archaeology, man. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. That's what I bring to the team, man. I find shit niggas ain't even looking for, man. I study that shit. Can y'all see that? Abydos.
Is that in South Africa or?
No. Look at that mud, yo. Look at that mud. That shit don't even look like mud. Do it. No. No. Look at that.
It's the mud bricks.
Mud motherfucking bricks. Still standing today. So who has the superior technology in building mud? Is it Mesopotamia? No. No. No.
Is that Mali?
No, not Mali. This is motherfucking Abydos.
Oh, no doubt.
You missed it.
They stone and brick.
You missed it.
Yeah,
What I read is one of the oldest standing mud brick in the world. Off the chain, yo. Yeah, we'll just start with that. We'll just ask. We need to find some of that shit in Mesopotamia. Let's see what they got. It should still should be standing. You know what I mean? If you older, you should have figured out some shit. You're talking mud. What are you talking about bricks, huh?
Do they have a date for that particular structure?
2775 BCE.
Wow.
Mesopotamia. Find one. You ain't gonna find it. Been there already. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. I see you, Chris. Sharpen up your linguistic skills. Sharpen up your metanetic, Chris. You're gonna need it, Chris. A little bit disrespectful to the fellas, bruh. A little bit. A little rogue in you there, son. I see you. It's all good. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna be giving them a date, man. When we get this in, man, shit. Seem like they don't need no study time. They already got it. We don't need all that. We just need a date. I'm sorry, Netta. Yeah. That way we can go and get that and pop up on that platform. Might go ahead and promote that shit. Get some people get it real live. Figure out what day everybody schedule is in, man. We can go get that in, man. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today, man. You know, getting that business in. I think it's important, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in and shit. Got 83 people in there. Let me read. Let me see what the haters are saying. I know I got the haters. I know I got the haters. I know I got the haters. Yep. Truth hurts, boy. You're a hater. You've been a hater. You've been a hater. I fucks with you though, Truth hurt. You've been listening to me for about 6-7 years. It's all good. Yep. Yeah, I think that would be a good debate. Pharaoh versus Polite. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yo, Polite the champ with that shit. Go fight the champ with that shit, nigga. My shit ain't for debate. My shit for ending motherfucking careers. I end careers. All day. Trust me. Believe that. Pseudos. I'm a pseudo hunter. Brother Ngozi coined that. Pseudo hunter. I'm a pseudo hunter. That's what I do. Yep. But yeah, man. Any more questions in the chat room? You talking about GG conscious because you just crazy. Hey man, make sure y'all support all our groups, man. Support Team Osiris, Mossy Clan, man. For all the fellas, man, we working hard to keep bringing y'all a positive and progressive information, up-to-date information on Africa, man. Check out the Science Kufu. Check out Ngozi DNA. Check out the Amaral Squad. Study.
Magi Arches.
Magi Arches, of course.
MagiArches.com, man. Check it out.
MagiArches.com. Go ahead, sign up. Be a part of that, man. Business entity. Mel Trek. All right. Dr. Oya. Of course, the RBGs. Man, got the high top leather in. Got the high top leather in, Ben.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Where I get my pair? Where I get my...
Man, 12. What size you wear, Ben?
Man, give me a 12, man.
Yeah, that's all the guys at 12 too. What size you wear?
I wear a 12 in Chucks, yeah. Give me a 12.
All right. Get that to you.
Don't give away my 12, man.
I ain't gonna give it away, yo.
It's live right now. Everybody hear me say it. Don't give away my 12, God Killer.
I'll hold on to it for you.
Oh, hell no. Not the Heasy. No.
Heasy, come on, no. Goddamn it.
Heasy always taking my stuff.
Wow.
Always.
Hey, Ben, you seen the video with Pharaoh on it? 8 Men and the White Boy?
No.
Can I play that again for the listening audience one more time? Yeah, let's play it one more time. You see it, right?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, here we go.
Now, that is exactly what the theory of evolution presents. Now, I'm not somebody who happens to agree with that. But
what do you agree with? Let me hear what you agree with.
I believe that the best explanation for the origin of complex design would be either an agent or an intelligence, rather than randomness accounting for the accumulation of functional information and DNA. Information and DNA.
Okay, so basically hey, you nigga came up out of his chair, but that's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, wrong and shit. Let me tell y'all something about random.
What was his background? What was the white boy's background?
Fucking nobody, dumb white boy.
Oh, he had no credentials.
Christian.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course he would say that.
Yeah, but it's the randomness that allows nature to flourish. Don't y'all know that?
Existence
if nature had the same set pattern, yo, you got bacteria and all that shit would have killed DNA out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right, randomness, man. Remember that. Randomness rules the fucking day.
True. Hey, but he did propose a serious challenge, and I understand why he reacted the way he reacted, because he came off pretty strong when he was coming at you, and then he came at Polite. So yeah, I kind of, as the young boy, he came out kind of hard. He was swinging some punches.
He has to.
Yeah, until he started saying he could build the pyramids, that's when I tapped the fuck out.
So you're not doing it now?
No, for what? He said he could build the pyramids they blew up. I can't defeat him.
Can't defeat nobody build pyramids, and nobody else been able to do it but Pharaoh.
Right. Fuck it. Chinese government tried and failed.
Yep.
Can somebody let them know that the Chinese tried and failed?
The Chinese tried to fail. They tried using the same methods our ancestors used, right? All the tools. And then they said 4 days into it, they caught them cheating. They was using modern tools, and they still failed.
The Egyptian government told them to tear that shit down.
Yeah, man. It was failing, man. It wasn't, it didn't even look as good as the Bent Pyramid. You can't do that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Pharaoh, he gonna build it.
Yeah, you win, shorty.
Well, hell,
You know,
why we don't build one now?
astral project.
Hey, build one now, Pharaoh.
You're
Right
gonna
in
use
your city.
telekinesis.
Hey, yo, when the Taliban come blow the thing up, yo.
He gonna build them back. Let me tell you, I've been telling people, man, because people that's come up in the last couple of years. You know, what are we gonna do if the Taliban tries to bring down the pyramids? Couple of things people need to know. Number one, they ain't not gonna have to worry about Africans defending the pyramids. They gonna have to worry about them Arabs, because them pyramids, all them structures, all them temples account for 45% of the Egyptian economy there. Them people live off people touring Egypt, coming to see Egypt, coming to spend their money buying them little trinkets. That's their livelihood. So you ain't got to worry about Africa. You got to worry about them Arabs. Them Arabs gonna be like, hell to the no. You ain't tearing down our money maker.
Yeah, they gonna fight.
They gonna fight. It's gonna be a jihad.
Yeah. Yeah, motherfucker be trying to eat.
They gonna be cutting heads off. I feed my family taking these tickets at this pyramids. Are you crazy? Hell no. And if you go to if you ever go to Giza, it's not Khufu's. It's Khafre's pyramid, the middle one, and the last one, Menkaura. They actually have two big gashes in the pyramid because Saladin and his son actually tried to destroy the pyramids during their reign with cannons and stuff. And you know they couldn't bring them down, man. These pyramids are so solid. I'm telling you, man, it'll take a damn wrecking ball or something, man. I mean, these pyramids were built to stand the test of time, man. Ain't no cement in between, ain't no glue. I mean, the shits is perfectly cut to fit stone by stone, man. So you talk that shit like goddamn taking down these pyramids gonna be easy. That shit gonna be a task in itself.
They'd already tried it a couple times.
A couple of times. And it ain't moved. You know, it might have knocked some rocks off, you know, ripped the limestone off, but they still there.
Yeah, he tried to gave up.
I would have gave up too, man. Them shits is solid.
Yeah, that's some serious ass shit they fucking with right there, man. That's all the change. There ain't no doubt about that. That building shit was spectacular, yo.
Man, I'm telling you, when you go inside one and you be like, how the fuck? I mean, just solid. You can't, you know, it ain't no little cracks where you can see the daylight coming. There's nothing like that. It's just solid.
Yeah, interesting shit right there. But all right, man, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold y'all up in the cut and hang out. You got something to add, Ujao?
No,
something you want to teach on?
Oh, not this late. You know, I can get long-winded when it comes to teaching.
I say you gave Ujao that right now.
Yeah, ask Ben about that. I could talk. I could talk for another 2 hours, but nah.
That's up to him. That's up to you. I ain't say closing statements. Got about damn near 100 people in the chat room.
No. I just hope, you know, my whole thing is you know, all of us need to learn and just advance the body of knowledge that we can call our knowledge. You know, because you got people saying they're creating this imaginary thing called white science, and they don't realize that when they say that, they're saying that because science could be a couple of things. One of the things that science is a body of knowledge that is a result of the study of observations of nature, natural sciences, and all the different fields and stuff like that. So they're saying white science. Even if they believe that, let's give them that. Then where's our science then? You know, so even to those people who do have that kind of mind, I'm saying let's build our own body of knowledge, and we could do it together. But we have to learn proper methods to know when something is accurate or inaccurate, true or false, so on and so forth. We can't half-step this thing. You know, we're operating from the bottom of the totem pole, for all the reasons we all too familiar with. So it's like we have to be on point in our liberation efforts because we got the deck stacked against us in the first place. So all this haphazard things that people are doing, the pseudo stuff, it really hurts us in the long run. It's cool, it's entertaining for the short term thing, maybe a quick flip on money, all that stuff. But in the long run, it hurts us. So we got to become more scientifically literate, and as a whole, and then from there we could develop institutions, and then get our minds back, because we out of our minds as a people. We need to get our minds back, and then we can ride this thing out. We can reemerge on the world stage and make some noise, because we do it in entertainment. You know, I guess who was a tennis player like Tiger Woods? Took over tennis with the sisters.
Golf,
Serena.
man. It's golf.
Oh,
golf.
sorry. Yeah, hey.
Y'all who don't watch no damn sport.
Yeah, I said tennis. I'm thinking about. I'm actually
Serena.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the sisters, Serena and Venus. But Tiger Woods with golf, the sister Serena and Venus with tennis, and all these other sports that we normally are not known for. But once we jump into these different things, we seem to take over. So let's do the same thing with science on the world stage, because you know, during Black History Month, we learn all these black inventors, right? So where is that today? You know, why don't we go on the world stage, scientifically literate? We got Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, I don't even hear us, you know, kind of.
I was just about to bring him up.
Yeah, pushing behind him. If it wasn't for Neil deGrasse Tyson, science would not be as cool and popular as it is right now. This is even according to Europeans. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson made what's his name? Bill Nye, the science guy, popular and so on. He made the whole thing cool and relatable. Yeah, he did. Relatable to the layperson. We have to be the same way. We have to do the same thing. So that's my whole thing. I hope everybody can jump on board with that. You know. And it's not about combat and fighting and ego. This ego and arrogance got to go. I really don't know where that's from. We need more discipline. We need, like, whatever people believe in. Like, I don't care if you're a Moorish American, Canaanite, or Kemetic yoga into Kemetic yoga, or you a Hebrew Israelite, Christian or Jew, or Muslim. Whatever you believe in, man, adhere to it. Adhere to the principles, because I'm seeing people who claim out their mouth to adhere to these things, but man, their behavior and actions don't really match up. And I'm speaking to all of us. You know, I'm not trying to exclude myself. We all just need to do better, and that's what I'm about. So, you know, I want to see that going forward.
Man, you're exactly right, though. I mean, I hear that all the time. White science, white science. I think we can all agree that African people were the first scientists on the planet. I mean, that's clear from the structures to the inner workings of the different spiritual systems to the different high science you'll find in Africa, in various parts of Africa. So we understand that we were kidnapped victims. We understand that. But some of us are under the impression that they just took people. No, they took your science too. They took all of your inner workings of your spiritual systems. That came with the people. So that's the foundation for what we call modern science today.
That's a good point, because the actual scientific method, the universal version of the scientific method that could be applied in all the different fields of science, we find that in Kemet, and we discussed that last year. The scientific method from the start to finish. You know how the questions are formed, the hypotheses are formed, then the testing, then you revisit the hypothesis, then you lay out your facts, and then your theory is an explanation of those facts. And people really have to just start learning the nomenclatures of the different fields of study, and I see that on Facebook a lot, where people will misuse words that are very specific words for different fields of study. You know, like for example, the most common one we see right now is this ape thing. They don't understand that, you know, great ape and hominid are used synonymous for the class of by which Homo sapiens sapiens come out of or a part of. That's the label classification. Just like if I say I am a mammal, human beings are mammals, nobody has a problem with that. But then you say human beings are great apes, then people have a problem with it, but only because they don't understand the classification, you know, the labeling system. So we really have to become more literate in the different nomenclature depending on whatever field that people want to study. So we need to really focus on that.
I mean, but Wujawa, you know, you have a great advantage of teaching people or learning the text of the Medu Neter. But let's say somebody doesn't know Medu Neter. Let's say somebody hasn't taken a class and they're looking for the origins of the scientific method. All you have to do is put it in Google and see who they give the credit to as far as who created the scientific method. And you'll find that they give the credit to Aristotle. Well, we all know where the Greeks got their knowledge from. We got on record Aristotle traveling to Kemet, Socrates traveling to Kemet, all the other Greek philosophers traveling to Kemet. So it's not hard to figure out who really created this method. And if you get Mark Brunell's book, Black Athena, it'll shed even more light on it. You know, volume 1, 2, and 3. The God Killer got that on his shelf. I got it on PDF. Well, I got version 1 and 2. I need to get 3. But these are logical deductions that you can deduce just from doing a little research. It's the same thing with the father of medicine. They got it as Hippocrates. We know him as Imhotep. Same situation.
Right.
So I think if people would just do a little research, just a little comparative study, you can figure some of these things out on your own. There is no science, period, without the African.
Right.
When we were building pyramids, they was building little rocks out of big rocks in Europe.
You know,
Come on, man. Enough of that white science stuff. It's ridiculous.
I think it's a case of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, because it's like if Europeans adopt an African practice and then a lot of time goes by, and then when we look at it, all we see is Europeans applying that practice, and because of our view of Europeans through the slave Holocaust and all the above, then we want to throw all of it out, not realizing that what they're utilizing is our stuff in the first place. So I think that's a lot of what's going on, and we don't take the time out to really examine and make that distinction and keep the baby. Throw the bathwater out, but keep the baby. That's what we need to do.
Absolutely. We can't let our hate for white folks stop us from practicing our own science.
Yeah.
Right.
For example, if a white person travels to Africa, as they usually do, and they live with an African tribe for 30, 40 years, right? And they study that African spiritual system. They get initiated in that African spiritual system. They start practicing all the traditional, you know, divinations, readings, whatever they doing, right? And the white boy come back for after 30, 40 years and write a book. Some of us won't even look at the book because they'll say, oh, white person wrote that. But he has the empirical evidence and the knowledge of the study and the advantage of a knowledge of study that most people just won't have. So yeah, I'm going to go buy his book. I'm going to read it too. And guess what? You can cross-reference that book with any African priest that you know. But don't just not read the book just because a white guy wrote it. Who cares? I don't care who wrote it.
And you know what else with that? What that's also saying, it's also a sign of the lack of confidence that we have as a people in our own abilities to discern. Because any time that you are lazily or indiscriminately just tossing things out because of a white person writing it, then that means that you're not confident in your own ability to sift through and discern what's right and what's wrong, and so on and so forth. And that kind of sets you up, because I don't care what color your skin is, you know, brown-skinned people, dark, light, whatever, can make mistakes and lie as well. So and
absolutely.
And just because you write a book doesn't mean what you wrote in there is accurate. So
absolutely.
So it's not about that. It's about the method, and it's about applying the appropriate method to allow us to know what is accurate and what is inaccurate. And that is the core of what science, the tools of science. That's what it gives us the ability to do. That's what people have to understand. Once we understand that, I think this whole climate would change among the conversations that we have in the so-called conscious community. I think it would change once people really wrap their minds around that. You know,
you're exactly right, and you know, people won't read Robert Bauval's work because he's white. They won't read Awolowo Fatumi's work because he's white. But then you go read a guy's work that changed religions 5 times in 20 years, in Dr. York. You'll go read that though.
Right.
And have no problem with the pseudo stuff that comes out of the Ansar, pure Sufi, the Nuwapian Islamic Hebrews. What the hell is that? A Nubian Islamic Hebrew that he was doing in 1968. What is that? You'll go read that though, and take that as law, but won't go read a book where a guy's done a comparative study of Africa, went to the continent, lived with the people. You won't read that because he happens to be white. I'm gonna read the book, and guess what? I'm gonna critique the white boy information. And if he's right, he's right. If he's not, I'm gonna bust his head. That's what we gotta do, man. We gotta critique everybody's information. Make sure it's accurate. That's science.
Yeah. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? What do we use to critique? You know what I'm saying? We use dictionary. So we're gonna say that that's the white man's science too? You know what I mean, we can't do that.
Man. If I threw out everything in my room that a white man had a hand in, I'd be sitting in this thing with 4 walls. Hell, the walls gotta go too.
Hey, Ben, we wouldn't even be able to. I wouldn't even be able to hear you say that because we have to all give up Google and Facebook.
Yep, give it up.
But the thing is that, I mean, it all comes back down to the ability to discern, and that's what it's really all about. And that way, we don't set ourselves up to be fooled by anyone. Like, it doesn't matter the color of the person. You know, people make that color issue an issue also out of laziness. You know, because in order to combat something, you have to study it. And you know, in warfare, you have to know and understand your opponent anyway. So even in academic warfare or debating and so on and so forth, you have to understand what the person is arguing, what their claims are,
right?
To even know enough to argue against, even if you should. So for people to just call out, you know, why are you doing this? Because I mean, look at Cheikh Anta Diop and Theophilo Benga as are perfect examples. They went head to head with the mainstream academia at the time. But you got people today saying, well, you know, they have degrees, so you know they studied under the white people. I'm like, you know, that's just to kind of sidestep.
Man. Like, you can't think for yourself once you get a piece of paper.
Right, and then getting a degree or PhD is really you're actually employed to advance the study. Like, all PhD dissertations are supposed to add on to the body of knowledge from the previous people.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. You have freedom. You have freedom to do a dissertation or whatever the case is, depending on what level, to give your presentation, like why you went to school. Like, that's the purpose of you going. You learn how to do literature review, learn how proper methodology on studying, researching, citations, the whole 9. in order to add to the body of work.
Absolutely.
No excuse.
You ain't just in there, being, led by a puppet master. Yeah, you got to learn certain things, academic standard, but you also have to write those papers, like you said, dissertations. You have to do your own thing. Nobody's writing that paper for you.
Exactly. And you can go head to head with the previous people. That's your opportunity. That's your chance.
Yeah.
That's
you challenge your professors.
That's your chance. And it happens all the time. So, we just got to get used to the process. So
And we act like African people weren't the first people to develop universities. Ipita is a university.
Yeah.
Waset is a university. Timbuktu is a university. All of our societies, the Ekpe society, all of these societies that we had that they now deem secret societies, but we just deemed them as African spirituality, those were institutions. You came in as a young boy and you became a man. Rites, initiations, and ceremonies, those were our institutions.
Right. And Brother Ben, it's something that we don't iterate enough. It's a lot of people that sit up there and say, like, oh yeah, Kemet had gods and stuff too. What was these temples that they was worshiping at? But they don't understand that these were institutions. These were like colleges.
Higher learning. Yeah, those were the Ivy League back then,
Exactly.
and not everybody got in.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So we don't iterate that enough when people make that claim. That, oh yeah, since y'all had we gonna call them institutions, but since y'all had temples, y'all were worshiping gods. So you can't say that Kemet didn't have gods. They can't use that because when we look at George G.M. James' work and other works like that, and they show us that these individual temples that they went to were different. Like let's just say for instance, one temple might be just for gynecology, but we'll put it off like Hathor, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. You know what I mean? And that might be the deity of that temple, but they'd be going there to learn gynecology. So yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, in Kemet they had a place or several places called Per Ankh, and people literally translate it as the House of Life. But these were wisdom centers, and within those complexes they had what's called a Per Majat, which is a word that we would call a library. So these are institutions that had full facilities to carry out the entire learning process from start to finish. And this is something that people don't emphasize because everybody focuses on the commercialization, the romanticism of different things, whether it's pro or against it. But people don't really dive into what's really going on in the culture itself and like what made Egypt or Kemet so great. And this is something that I advocate, which is why I teach the language, so that people could take pierce into the minds of the people to know their psychology and their mental makeup on how they develop such an ordered and structured society of colleges and universities called temples, temple complexes, Per Ankh, Per Majat, and all these other different facilities that were clustered together strategically. So that's the kind of stuff that we do need to emphasize, but people have to start off with the basics and really have a change of paradigm on how they're viewing these things. You can't, I mean, how can we talk to people who will dog out a African-centered scholar prior to even doing the knowledge on that African-centered scholar's works? So we have to really iron that stuff out first, and then we can march forward. We can march forward from there.
Absolutely, man. It's easy to just get you, take you some time, see what the claims are, do a comparative analytical analysis on the claims versus what you already believe, and come to a logical conclusion. But that's just too hard for some of us. People come up to me all the time, and they say, "Oh man, Armor Squad brothers, you brothers are brilliant. You Team Osiris brothers, you brothers are brilliant. You Mossy Warrior Clan brothers, you brothers are brilliant. And I tell them, you know what the difference between us and most people are? We read the books and we did the study. That's it. I wasn't born, to my knowledge, with a predisposition to break this information down faster than the average person. Not that I know of. It's just taking the time, man. It's just taking the time and really being dedicated to your craft. That brother Wujawu been studying Medu Neter for years before he was, qualified to be a Siba, to be a teacher of Medu Neter. This ain't no fly-by-night, microwave, gonna happen in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Man, you're gonna be studying this all your life. All your life. So it's no microwave scholarship over here. You're gonna have to be putting in the time and doing something with this scholarship every day. So if you're really seeking the truth, understand that it's a never-ending journey. And that what you may believe strongly in this week may prove to be wrong the next week. So it's just about putting in the time, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Get your book and actually read it. I know a lot of people with Dr. Ben books, but I don't know a lot of people that have read them.
Yeah, I just want to say, it's a breath of fresh air to deal with people who kind of get that, and they do take the time out to actually learn and have more discipline, more patience with their own capabilities, and then they learn and they move forward. It's like solid progression. And there's a group of brothers, the Seshumani Medu Neter, who's studying the language. They've taken a class with me on the beginner's level, but these brothers and sisters are translating text, pieces of text, working on full text projects and things like that. And it's just good to see that happening, because eventually people are gonna see the work and then know that it could be done, and then it's gonna motivate. It should motivate others, because a lot of people are intimidated because of their preconceived notions of something being hard or taking too much time or whatever. But when we see more people do it, then it's like, all right, if they could do it, I could do it. Or I could do this. I could learn genetics if so-and-so could learn genetics. Then, I just got to put in the time. So I would like to see more of that. I'd like to see more of our people jumping on board and applying different things so that people could see it. And then because we're bandwagon people, we jump on the bandwagon, let's jump on that bandwagon and make it happen. So
absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Hey, I got a quick question for you, Wajaru. All right. Peace King. All right. Now, I went through my own little translation of the actual Rosetta Stone. Back about 3 years ago, I want to say it was about 3 years ago, it was a pseudo claim that came out from pseudo guy, and he said that the Rosetta Stone had a ritual on it for the word blessing. And the word blessing was supposed to be bathed in blood on the Rosetta Stone. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing when I first heard it. I said, oh, wow. You know what I mean? Damn, I never heard of that before. So, I went to go study it myself. Never seen anything that got close to that. In your own study of it, have you ever seen anything that could validify that pseudo claim?
From what I can remember from doing these on the Rosetta, because that's something that you're forced to learn about or study because of the claims of decipherment with Champollion and so on and so forth. And it's actually a good thing to study, because it's an interlinear texts with Greek, Demotic, and Seshu and Seshmedu Neter on it, which are people call hieroglyphs. But I don't recall what you just said being in that. I know it to be a decree for the particular king at the time, the Ptolemies. But the details of having, blood sacrifice and things like that, I don't recall that at all. So, but I would have to revisit it to really dig in to but it's been a minute since I've looked at it or examined it in detail to try to answer what you're asking. But I don't recall that. That's something that I think I would remember.
Yeah, because the actual person that actually made the claim was Ray Hagen. So, of course, he's got debunked years back. Don't even yeah, I went in and I just said, let me just try to find this in there, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it at all. Thank you for that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, because I love to learn, and if people could point things out, because when people were saying that the Dendera temple, the temple of Hathor in Dendera, was talking about light bulbs and stuff like that, I was like, all right, let me give it some consideration, and keep an open mind, and let me look into it. I did that. The alien on the wall in the tomb of Ptah-hotep. What was another one? The flying crafts in Temple of Seti I and Abydos. All these different things. I kept an open mind. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to learn. Teach me. But when I look into it from an angle, dealing directly with the language and being able to translate the text and everything like that, it's completely absent of that. So you realize that people have been
they all fall short.
Yeah, repeating and parroting different things, and that's what we have to change. So that speaks to what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to slow down, learn learn to discern.
Yeah,
that should be a new slogan. Learn to discern. That's what we got to do. Learn to discern. That's it.
Definitely.
But all those things are false. I actually wrote articles on those things, like 2 or 3 years ago when I did look at those things. So even okay, another one. Some people are using the judgment scene. A lot of people know about the judgment scene in on the so-called Book of the Dead. The judgment scene where you have the scales and then feathers on one pan and the heart is on the other. Well, there's one particular scene, or I should say primary source, that is being used to say that it's talking about chakras, because there's like 7. There's these different circles that are on this scale. But come find out, if anybody look at it, they're not circles at all. They're simply stains on the papyri. If you get the primary source and look at it, you'll see these stains on there, and nothing in the inscription say anything about chakras, 7, 8, 14, whatever number. It's just not there at all. So, and that's not to say that something similar to a chakra wasn't conceived by Africans, but that particular source that people are trying to use, it's just not there. So these are the kind of things that we have to change and be more diligent about. So that's what I'm about, and that's what I push.
Yeah, because I remember talking to you about that before and asking you that question, because one of the elders had posed the Shechem Shem Ra as
not
being
doing it.
Chakras.
Not doing it.
So I remember talking to you about that before, and you clarified that. So that was good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that, yep. So we that's how we do it. We just gotta see. That's the thing. All of us could grow. Cause I mean, if something's not right, then if you're an adult, if you have children, and your child is doing something that's incorrect or wrong, you wouldn't be a good parent if you just allowed it to happen. So at some point, you got to step in and be the responsible, mature adult and fix things so that whoever comes up after can start off on a good slate and then even build even further. So I think it's the attitude we need to have, because I'm at the age now. It's tricky for me. It's weird because I'm not used to. I can still see myself as young, so it's kind of hard for me to to look the other way and be like, oh man, I got to be more responsible for the ones coming up. When I was the one that was coming up looking the other way, so it's like, wow. So I'm like in this phase, but we just got to do it. We got to be more responsible and demand more discipline out of the younger generations that are coming up.
And actually, both of those actually tie into each other. You know what I'm saying? By me starting off talking about Ray, and by you bringing up the chakras, it was like a sermon he had or something like that. Like, man, somebody showed me the chakra. You can cut open the human body and show me a chakra, and then I'll go with it. But I could. I could actually. You know what I'm saying? I could actually cut open the human body and show you the glandular system, because that's all it is. It's nothing more than the glandular system. All of this light body and all of this craziness that people want to add on to the glandular system, that's on them. But we can show you these parts of the body where y'all talking about where the chakras are supposed to be at. And we can show you different glands that secrete certain hormones. And the hormonal balance is a key part of human survival.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like you said, man, people just take stuff and they just take it too far, man.
They go way too far.
The basis of the foundation of it be, true, but then they just take it to a whole nother stratosphere, man.
Exactly.
Just add on little claims that can't be substantiated. And, they actually sometimes create a religion out of these things. So, we just got to get back to our customs and traditions, get back to the scientific method that our ancestors created, get back to showing and proving, man. I mean, that's African tradition, showing and proving, man. If Shoshone-Netiquette, if Imhotep would have told Shoshone-Netiquette, when he asked for the pyramid, or the Saqqara pyramid, he'd been like, can I see the designs for it? And he'd have been like, well, they all in my head, man. Nah, that ain't gonna work. You gotta show me and prove, man. I need you to build me this step pyramid. No half damn stepping. Build me the pyramid. Show me how you gonna do this. So, we gotta do the same thing in the conscious community. If somebody asks you for references, don't get defensive. Don't start yelling. Don't start, getting upset. Either say, 1, I got the reference. 2, I can get back to you with a reference. One of the two, man. It's too easy. There's no reason to get upset, man. I've seen people get asked for references and fly off the handle.
And I also I encourage people to learn about logical fallacies, because a lot of us are guilty of it. Before I learned about it, then I was guilty about it, and that goes into what I said. When you know better, you do better. So once I learned about logical fallacy, how to stay away from them, and why to stay away from them, then you just do better. And so I encourage people to learn about logical fallacy, because what you just said, some people argue, they make the mistake of arguing for authority or based on authority, and not necessarily just because you can quote an author doesn't mean that that author is correct. But some people use that as like battering rams inside of these different arguments and things like that. It's really about the methodology and you being able to show the evidence to support the claims in the appropriate methods that are applied to that, to let you know that if something's right or wrong. That's the real heart of it. And you can't microwave that. You can't microwave that process.
No, you can't. Because when I ask you for a reference, you can't just say Book of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
You can't do that, man. That's not a reference.
Or no, try asking for a reference and somebody say the World Book Encyclopedias.
Yeah, come on, man. You can't do that. That's not a reference.
That's not a citation.
Anybody's written a college level paper, or even a high school paper these days, you're gonna have to have a reference page, either APA style, MLA style, and in that page you're gonna have to write the author, the page number, where you got the information. You can't just put the book. You got to get real specific and meticulous in where you got this information. So you can't, like he said, you can't say World Encyclopedia when I ask you, where'd you get that information on Sumeria from? Oh, World Encyclopedia. No, that's not going to cut.
Right.
Hey, peace. Hey, brother, you still there?
All right. That was a good conversation right there, man.
Hey, real quick before we...
I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. All right. It's a good conversation, man. We're going to start getting these hangouts back on the regular again. Get that going a little bit, man. There's a lot of fooliship out there, man.
Let's do it.
Go ahead and saturate the airways. You feel, with some real positive information, man. All right. Y'all know what it is, man. I'm a Raw Squad Up, man. Man, look for that Team Osiris. I'm a Raw Squad Team Debate. And yeah, man. Young Pharaoh, get your weight up, man, before you holler at me, brother. I'm Raw Squad Up.
Spears is flying. Pseudos is crying.
Oh,
Spears is flying.
Warrior Clan.
The Pseudos is crying. Oh, man.